Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a look at some new Pokemon cards. Hot Air Arena is coming up fast. We got some new cards, and oh yeah, they just happen to include all of the Ogerpon, because of course, Ogerpon itself, it's been, I want to say ignored, but kind of a little ignored. Like, we got an EX of all of them back in Twilight Masquerade, and essentially, Hearthflame Mask Ogerpon, interesting tech in Fire Deck's not that good. Wellspring Mask Ogerpon EX, brilliant, both in terms of control decks for using Sob to stop them retreating, and also Torrential Pump to do double KOs where you can get enough energy. Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX has an ability that stops damage from Pokemon with an ability, phenomenal in blocking decks. And then Teal Mask Ogerpon, arguably the literal best EX we've got in the game, because of that Teal Dance ability letting you attach an extra energy and then draw a card for doing so. They are, like I say, 3 of the 4 are brilliant, and the other one's alright. And then we had one regular Teal Mask Ogerpon at the same time. And then we had like 3 main sets with no new Ogerpon. We've seen plenty of reprints of the existing Ogerpon EXs, but we've literally had 4 EXs and only Teal Mask Ogerpon coming through as a regular card. It's been a little disappointing, I think it's fair to say. Well, it turns out in Hot Air Arena, we had to wait from Scarlet and Violet 6 to Scarlet and Violet 9A, but it's hooping in, ladies and gentlemen. It's hooping in. So why don't we start off with Teal Mask Ogerpon, who, let's face it, up to now has been the star of the show. So with Teal Mask Ogerpon, what we've got here is 110 HP basic, 1 retreat, and it's got an attack for a single colourless energy that's called Grass Dance. Search your deck for 1 basic grass energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon, and then shuffle your deck. And my issue with this is the issue I've always had with attacks like this. And that is, you attach an energy to this to attach an energy to a bench Pokemon. Well, you could have just attached it to the bench Pokemon. Like, I attached to Ogerpon, Ogerpon attaches to the bench, Ogerpon gets KO'd, brilliant. I've attached 1 energy to attach an energy somewhere else, and I've taken 2, and it's just a pain. I don't want this. This has to work for more than 1 turn in order to be effective, and maybe it will. Maybe it's going to work, but I rather suspect that way too often, it's just not going to work. So yeah. Sorry about that. I just don't like attacks like this. But maybe, ladies and gentlemen, maybe we've got something else. Well, we do. It's free energy, 120, and it can't use it next turn. It can use the first attack. It is only this attack it can't use next turn. It's fine. The biggest issue here is, if you're hitting for weakness, then you get to do 240. Which will get basic EXs, but rarely stage 1s or stage 2s. So you're not doing enough damage. It takes free energy. Ironically, when you're accelerating grass energy, the best way to do it is with your Teal Mask Ogerpon EX and energy switch. That's your main goal here, but for this, no. Definitely not. Like, in a pre-release, what you can do is use the first attack. So it can attach to itself. It's just any of your Pokemon. It doesn't say one of your other Pokemon. So what you could do here is, in a pre-release, turn 1 attach, and then use your attack to get the second energy on, and then turn 2 attach, and you're off and rolling. I think in a pre-release this could be quite good. Hitting turn 2 120 on a basic Pokemon over and over again, yes. In standard, no. Sorry about that. Never mind. Well, the next best one in the terms of the EXs is your Cornerstone Mask. What about that? Well, it's actually got the same first attack. Boulder Dance. Search your deck for a basic fighting energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon, and then shuffle your deck. Again, in a pre-release, this is going to be good in 2 situations. Either your opponent has a slow start, So you start with, and that's going to be far more regularly in pre-release. You know, it can take a while to get up to doing 110 damage in a pre-release, unlike in a standard format most of the time. So you lead this to build up something on the bench, or just use this to accelerate to itself, and then roll from there. And then we've got an attack that just does 100 damage and discards a top card of your opponent's deck. Well, 100 damage really isn't good. Like with Teal Mask Ogerpon, I just told you all that doing 120 damage wasn't good enough. So you can imagine how I feel about 100 damage. Not good. To put it bluntly, I don't feel good about doing 100 damage for free energy. And fighting just doesn't have good ways to accelerate energy. Again, we can play around with energy switch with stuff like Sandy Shocks or Blood Moon Ursaluna maybe. But I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. No. So I'm not really a big fan of either of the two we've seen so far. What about the third best one from before? How about Wellspring Mask Ogerpon? Well, again, we've got that same Water Dance attack. Search your deck for basic water energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon and then shuffle your deck. Again, I don't like it. I've given my analysis of this attack twice now. I don't need to do it anymore. Just know that at pre-releases, you are going to see all of these Ogerpon going nuts. Not Journey Together, it's going to be the set after. We've then got 2 water, 1 colorless, 100 damage, heal 30. So you can see where the design team have gone with these cards. They're going, all right then. Well, if we can accelerate energy using the first attack, then we can go ahead and have a good second attack. The problem is, you put this out, you use your attack, and then you've got your attachment for turns 1 and turn 2, and your attack for turn 1, just to do 100 damage and heal 30. You've got 110 HP. Healing 30 is largely going to be irrelevant. In standard, you're mostly just going to get KO'd, which is really annoying. Again, sealed, pre-release, yeah, awesome. And seriously, in pre-releases, these are going to be fantastic. And also, just as a side note, in pre-releases, because the first attack is colorless, if I really want to use this, I only need to play 2 water energy, 3 if I'm worried about 1 being prized, and then I can just use this, because you've got a colorless attack for the first, you accelerate water from the deck, and then you attach from your hand water. You know, the one you attached initially was colorless, so it can be colorless for the second attack. It's fine, but I just don't think it's good enough. So, the worst of the regular ones, the EXs we've had before, is our last hope here. It is Hearthflame Mask Ogerpon, and it does have phenomenal Haiganosuke artwork, so maybe this could work. Well, we got Fire Dance here. Search your deck for 1 basic fire energy, attach it to one of your Pokemon, shuffle your deck. We've done this before. And then we got 2 fire, 1 colorless energy, 80 damage plus burn. Brilliant. It's just not good. Like, I don't want to be rude or mean here. It's just not good. These seem destined to be stars of pre-releases. And at pre-releases, these are going to be really good. Go second, attach, use the attack, turn 2, attach, and you've got a good attack rolling turn after turn. But in standard, essentially, even like Wellspring Mask Ogerpon, where you could use Baxcalibur to accelerate the energy, for instance, you don't want to. It's not good enough. We've got better. It's almost like the card designers looked at this and went, right, dudes, right, we gave them really good EXs last time, except Hearthflame Mask Ogerpon, but even that's kind of viable. We can't do it again. Let's make them bad to make up for the fact that we made them really, really good last time. And that's essentially where we are. The EXs remain phenomenal cards, but I'm afraid these regular versions here, they just aren't cutting it, and I'm sorry. Never mind. But hey, maybe I've been too mean. Maybe you can find a use for them. Let me know in the comment section. Get us! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Derek, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to Derek for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.